but the channel is good. Was good. Well, how do you get to the son of a bitch? I don't know. I'm not a professional. Do not follow me. I'll be back whenever my air compressor decides it, wants to keep up. He'll be on power tour. So hey y'all, welcome back to Irish Outlaw Garage. Today is the day that we need to start getting this ambulance right here behind me ready for Hot Rod Power Tour. That's right. This 1968 Pontiac Superior Coach Company ambulance is going to make a trip that starts from here to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to Nashville, to Louisville, Kentucky, to Hebron, Ohio, to Indianapolis, Indiana, and then back home on a rail to get to my hometown's car show burnout contest beer fest. Okay? What do we all got to do? Let's do a rundown. Now this car needs many, many things. Nothing major, just many things. Number one, we got to do something about this finish. It's the first thing I thought of. We're going to do something to this. SOS pads, maybe some Scotch-Brite, something. Bring out the colors a little better, and then we'll probably do some kind of treatment. I don't know yet. Here's the issue at hand. This right here is just destroyed from years and years of sitting under trees in basically a swamp. So we got that to deal with. We're going to do some first time ever for me. We're going to do some glass work on this, and then you'll notice these holes. There's one here. There's more. I got to find them all, but there's some on the other side just like this, and some in the back, which are right here, and there's one right here that ain't popped through yet. Okay, so what we're going to do there is we're going to glass fill those in, because what's happening is all this water will run into this channel. It'll go all the way down, and it'll get in here, and that just gets right down. I mean, it literally looks like a waterfall inside the car. Windshield's not leaking. It's this, okay? Because if I get you inside, up in there, there's nothing but a rail that just runs the water right to the windshield. So we got that to deal with. This is the only dent left, and I am going to try to get this out. And it sucks because these door panels are, they're kind of one of a kind, y'all. And to get that out, I'm going to have to take this off, which I want to take it off anyway because I want to go in and I want to grease all these windows. And I want to get these working because, power tour, people follow, things get stolen. Rare car, you never know. Although most kids nowadays wouldn't know how to start this because it don't have a key fob. So, Gen Z, yeah, might as well have a stick shift in it. When we get to these are still good, but behind there where the bulb goes in, they're just laying in there right now. I don't like that. That's a small thing that we can do at some point. But this window needs to be replaced. And I've been assured by my buddy that's a glass guy, he can do something about this. Maybe like a NASCAR style glass. So I want this thing completely tight. No water, no more water. The old Formica in here is just destroyed. We're going to cover that with carpet once we get all the holes filled. And most of this body, we're just going to sand it down and we're going to leave it alone, except for the top. I got to fix this. This is covering a hole. What happened was it was sitting under a tree for 20 years and that water just dripped right there. And now there's like I don't know, probably like a hole about that big underneath there. And I just did that to keep the main water to come out, but I'm going to fix that hole. This is going to be wild because I'm going to do some welding and some filling, and I've never done that. I'm an engine guy. I'm not a body guy. So we're going to get a few things here. This seat, we're going to clean up. This seat, we're going to redo that so you can actually sit in it. I may even install some seat belts back here just because, okay? Safety. I'm going to fix little things like this so we can use all the storage areas. Again, I want to take this off very, very friggin' carefully because you ain't gonna find this stuff cheap. I've looked. Again, Got to fix the lock. May have a locksmith come and do it. This stuff like this, see how that's peeling off? Yeah, I know. It's saying like, what are you doing? Well, it's going to come off. We'll sand that down so it's flat. Just like back here, there's a rust hole. We're going to try to get these rust holes, these little pinholes filled, and that saves that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about these because, you know, I don't think there is really anything we can do about them, because where are you going to find them? You ain't, okay? You can see this side's just as bad. It's actually kind of worse. It's got green growing up underneath there. And this, here's another, there's 3 holes. See, this is how you know the other side probably has the same amount. And what these were was, this is a short deck. This is one of the rarer ones. The tall ones that had the tall top, you know, you've seen the ambulance signs that come way up here and all the lights, they would have went right through here and bolted down. That's why it's doing it. This side is worse on the water. You can see where somebody tried to fix it and they just used Bondo, and that ain't gonna fly. Some of this stuff right here, just because we don't know how bad, you can kind of see in there where there's rust. So I'm not taking this windshield out, because you break this, it's over. There's no replacement for this, I don't believe. Unless maybe a Safari. I don't know. If you guys watch this and you're, you know, professional car guy, you like these kind of cars, tell me if there's a different windshield for this, let me know, because I don't know. But we'll probably take some silicone, we'll sand this down, we'll take some silicone and squeeze it in there as tight as we can, just to make sure it don't go. And you know, normally I wouldn't rant on this and show you what I'm all doing, but we need to understand what's going on. This hood, I'm going to sand this down. We'll try to fill this in. And I did find these lights. They work, by the way. Both of them do. So this is our first tackle on this car, is going to be Bodywork. And I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll be calling friends, probably Dalton, Pole Barn Garage. My brother-in-law was a body guy. I may go get some tips off of him. But the body is straight other than that dent. And I got to do some work on this front piece. See how it's all rusted? There is no, if you watch back on the videos, there is no core support left on this side. I had to kind of make one. And it works fine. I'm leaving it. I ain't touching it. So this is #1 priority for right now. So first things first, again, don't follow me on this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We need to strip all the rust we can and all the extra Bondo that's in here I'm finding. And I'm just doing it with my little flat disc. These aren't strong enough to really do what I'm doing, but they'll work. I got a ton of them, so we'll just go through. And I'm just gonna do this whole edge. Now I'm gonna get these around these holes. And I've got a little bit of Bondo glass that was my dad's, but I did order some Evercoat. And I'm gonna try that. I've never done it before. I don't know how many times I gotta specify that. I have never done this in my life. So you're gonna give me all kinds of shit, and I'll take it because I don't know what I'm doing. So let me just continue on what I'm doing, and you can watch or not watch, whatever you want to do. Tell you what, this little edge in here broke off right here. Ain't much I can do about that. Maybe make something out of fiberglass, because it's a channel that channels the water off. And I got to make sure that that don't happen. So anyway. Junk. Already junk. So this is kind of a no-win, win-win, where if I fiberglass this just to seal it up, I'm gonna have to clean this here. The right thing to do would be to cut this entire section off of here. The only place that's holding is right here. That is barely holding, but at least it's on. That's why I didn't mess with that or that. So this is not gonna permanently work, but I think if I get it in there and form it right, I think after I clean this channel out, I think it will hold. I hope it will hold. It's the only option I got. We just need to get it to quit leaking in the car, and I think that'll do it if I get it closed up. You know, I'll have it in this hole, it'll be in here, and I'll have it here, so yeah, this ain't gonna be perfect, guys. I'm terrible when it comes to this stuff, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we got. That's all we can do. So I know I'm gonna get all kinds of yelling and screaming, and you're doing this wrong and you're doing that wrong, but we're just trying to preserve what we have. So I've got some Bondo glass. I'm waiting on my good stuff. It won't be until tomorrow, and I'm off anyway. So we'll just have to do it. I don't have a choice, y'all. We'll practice on this side. I'll try to bend some of this in, get it all down. And I'll run a wheel in here and try to get at least something for this to bond to. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I clean this up as best I can, and that is rust. That is almost rusted through. After further review and getting with Dalton on this thing, I am going to cut this line right here all the way down, and then I'm gonna just sand the shit out of this and put some kind of rust inhibitor or treatment. I'm gonna try to leave the rail, and then we're gonna pack her full of shit in there. We'll put something in there, and then we'll glass it, which means my little thing that my dad has, that ain't gonna work. We're just gonna get this prepped for tomorrow when my glass all comes in. I got a gallon of it coming, and I'm gonna need it. So what I'll do is, after we get this done, we'll just work on these little holes with that little bit of glass I got. That'll work a lot better. It's just a little pint, so we'll just work on it and straighten her out as best we can. And oh God, I've never done this, y'all. This is probably gonna end horribly, but let's get to cutting. I don't have any safety glasses, so I have to wear these, and that leaves my sight. It's too close. That's actually pretty straight. Running out of air. The idea is we'll have to put something underneath there just to keep it. Yeah. Sure, it'll work. It's all gonna be just fine. Well, there's the remnants. This was probably the better idea. There's the backside. It was gone. It was gone. So here's the end result. I try to stay out of it because shadows, you know. I need to get this as clean as possible. I'm probably going to rust treat it. I sent a picture of this to Amber. She is not amused. So I've never done that in my life. But that's what we got friends for. That's what Dalton said to do. He says you need to cut all that rust off of that main part. So that's what I'm doing. I'm blaming this all on him now if I screw this up. So there ain't much else I can do with this until I get, you know, my glass. It won't be here till tomorrow. but I'm gonna throw some rust inverter on that. This channel, as you can see, she's solid, but she's rusty. So we're gonna do whatever the hell we can to get this thing to not be as bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this right here. I may just have to form it as much as I can. Maybe get a piece of metal and make it and put it in here. I mean, I've got a welder, I can do it, but I'm not that good. So we'll just put this rust inverter on here. I'm gonna stick a screwdriver like that. That way some of it will get up in there. But other than that, it cut pretty good. That's all we can do, guys. Probably have to pull all this stripping out of here and re-caulk it. But we'll just let that sit in there and dry. Yay. First time I've ever cut metal off a car. I better not screw this up, because I sent a picture to Amber. She is not pleased. Me either. This side is much, much worse. And that's because right here, that was all Bondo, filler, whatever you want to call it. And it is thick. Look at that. So I'm gonna try to cut the edges off of it with this, and then we'll try to pry her out of there. If we're doing cutting and filling, we're gonna have to come back a little ways on this one and then come down. It's solid here, but right here, it's not solid at all. Matter of fact, that's a heck of a hole. So let's dig this out. By the way, it's all I got, guys. There we go. Boy, they really piled her in there. Yeah, that's all bad right here. That's all bad. Every bit of it. Oh. Wow. Somebody. I mean, this is what people used Bondo for back in the day. Pretty, huh? We're gonna have to cut pretty far back. What we'll do is we'll just fill this in with something, maybe a metal mesh. God damn. Get out of there. There we go. There. That was all in that hole. God. We're gonna have to come back into here. Oh. Yeah. That's all rust. Every single bit of it is rust. But the channel is good. Was good. It was good. That's... I'll have to dig that out. There's a wire stuck in there. Oh, that's just fine. Yep, we're gonna do the same thing on this side. That's all metal. It's coming out of there. Luckily, the channel's good on this. We got something to press against. Is my guess. I don't know. I don't know. Okay? I have no idea. I'm a motor guy. What am I doing? You can build a motor with my friggin' eyes closed. This is not me. Which is probably you too. Maybe it's a good thing we're all doing this together. I don't want to cut this off until I'm ready to glass, because I want to make sure what I get in here looks exactly the same. Boom. Boom. Only two. Now we gotta dig all this shit out. Yay. This is gonna be a blast. We may have to cut this all the way down to here because I can see a rust hole right here. That's gonna be a problem if I don't get it out of there. Listen to me, sound like a professional. Nope. Straight garbage. We'll have to get that out of there and then we'll just recock that. This, I may take a marker. I can run a line and then we'll just have to stuff shit in there. That's all we can do. Okay, so this one too, I'll probably notch out a little bit more of that, but it's pretty solid, you know, up through here. But when we get here, this is where things are gonna get interesting. I need to somehow keep that line, unless I want to form it. You know, again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so we'll have to figure something out. But I'm gonna have to cut this up into here and just cut that whole section out. But I'm just gonna use glass. I ain't welding nothing in there. There's a little spot here, but I think I can sand that down, figure out what it is, and I'll just fill it while we're doing it. And I'll just have to glaze her down. But I got the converter on it, and it looks about the same as the other side except for that. Okay, well, let me think about what to start on next, because I can't do shit till I get my glass. Okay, so I know this ain't the greatest view, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this door panel off because I want to see what's going on with the locking and opening mechanism, and this window won't go all the way up. Pretty sure it's the little rollers and stuff are junk, and we'll just have to get some new ones. They make them. They put them in every GM, A, B body, G body, same thing. And these are held on with these little clips. This one happens to be the wing window. Pretty cool, the old school. That's the wing window crank, and they'll crank wide open. I'm going ahead and, I don't know what's going on with this door, so we're going to take it apart. This one I can't get to. Sometimes you can get to them with a little pick. This one I can't. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your little red shop towel, just like this right here. You can get these at roadkillcustoms.com. My buddy Buzz, he sells them, got the logo on it. I keep them locked away in the house. I don't use them out here all that often because kind of sentimental to me. This is one I got off Power Tour, Amsoil. You know, first year Power Tour, we did the premium package, and you know, or whatever it's called, premium or platinum package, and these came in there. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find in here, there's two pieces. You can push this back and you can run this back in there. It's best if you do it without an edge. You try to find it until she's stuck, and it'll get stuck on that thing. If I can get it. And sometimes you get lucky and they'll pop out. So that one's out. Problem is, sometimes you lose the clip. And I did in fact lose the clip, but that's fine, because they make more. They got them at the parts store. Matter of fact, I think I got a whole damn box of them in there. Not a big deal. I don't think it went flying into here, did it? It might have. Hell, I don't know. I don't see it anywhere. You know, kind of hard to find anything on rocks and grass and leaves and asphalt and all that. Doesn't matter. We're that far. So we need to get this off right here. I don't have a better view. You're just gonna have to deal. Okay? I've been doing body work. It's something I never do. Give me a break. Okay, so what do we got in here, you think? What's behind door number blue, Bob? This thing is shot. There we go. This side ain't bad, but that other side, it's gone. It's gone. And up and out. Oh, wow. Still has all the... We might be able to repair that. We'll just get something, maybe put some more cardboard behind it maybe and repair it. Anyway, that's another thing. There's no holes. Ha! Well, how do you get to the sumbitch? Well, how do we get to it? There's got to be an opening. Gotta be. Well, how the hell? Well, this is stupid. There's an access panel here. Wow. Okay. There sure is. I don't know if you can see this shit or not. Can you see that? Okay. Let's see if she comes off. Oh. Boom. Boom. That's pretty cool. It's actually a good idea, and I was bitching. Ooh, yum. Yummy. There's all the tracks and all the crap from up here that broke off. Wow. We don't know what's in here, so I'm just gonna pile it in the corner. Yeah, door handle's broke. Well, that's simple. So, those aren't supposed to come out, okay? I'm gonna put them right back in the door. You can see, kinda, let me see if I can get a light. So you can see, right there where my light's shining. I don't know if it'll pick up or not, but yeah, that door handle is broken. So we'll just get that out of there. We'll get one ordered. Well, all right. This right here, this channel in this window, I couldn't remember what that crap was called. Glass setting rubber. Go figure. Had to get a hold of my buddy Joe at Family Garage to remind me what the hell that was called. So, got some of that on order, got a new door handle on order. That's this door. Changing that's going to be fun. I got to take the window out. Can't wait for that. Oh, I don't know what else we're going to do today. Let me think a little bit. Morning. It's the next day. It got a little bit too late, too cold, didn't want to mess with it. And it's time to get started putting some glass on this. And I've never done this, so I'm probably going to mess it up. Again, kept in touch with Dalton, Pole Barn Garage, trying to get this right, or at least right. So let me show you what I've come up with. So that's a hell of a gap, and I also know that this sat up like this, right? It sat up higher. It wasn't riding right on that. It sat up just a little bit like that, so it sagged when it rusted out. So what I've come up with is we went to Menards last night and I grabbed these big long, whatever they are, 5-foot pieces of metal. I can't remember what size I got here. 1/8 by half, and it's a 6-foot length. And this is gutter screen, okay? I remember I used to work in a factory that made tanks out of fiberglass, and they used something really similar. And I was walking around in Menards, and I thought, man, there's got to be something I can use besides just glass, you know, the fiberglass matting, because I need to get this up, and I need to form this a little bit. These brakes, you know, they need to be remade, so I need to beat this down tight. But I was thinking I could wrap this on here, shove this up inside, and then have it come out and come up like that, and I can remake this, and I'll have something for the glass to go on, you know, to stick to adhere to, and I'll stick a, you know, like a roll of it up in here with it, and that way we can glass over the top. The problem is getting this in here, cutting it to a decent length, and getting it back in here as far as we can. So that's my idea. And then as far as the holes go, I can use this same stuff. It is light enough that I can use my Super 77 3M spray glue. I can cut me little sections of that out and glue it to the bottom. That way when I run the glass over the top of this, it has something to adhere to in the inside. And you know, while I'm doing it, I'll do one at a time, and then I'll get up in there and I'll flatten it across the roof line too. That should do it. This may not work, I don't know. Again, I've never done this. So here we go. Let's see how bad I can mess this up. Okay, so I set this up on the roof, kind of put it to where I'm thinking it might be about right. I marked it, and we're gonna cut this end off here. Say that because I know I'm gonna have to put, I can use that in the floors. Now, I know we're gonna hear that thing running. It's just how it is. Let's cut this down. All right, we'll leave that down there. Then I'm gonna lay this on top of here. I hope this works. That'd be great. We just got to make sure that roof comes up. And then we also need something for this to hang on. Learning experiences. They're grand. Okay. Now let me get something to pry that roof apart. Just so I can get this up in there. I got to think about that. I think I got her figured out. There we go. I need a hammer. Look at that. Wow. Well, much better. Lift it up off that rail and just stick this in places it needs to be. I can't believe it. I went too deep. Damn it. It's all right. We'll make it work. I actually cut into it. God dang it. That's actually in a good spot because I need to move that. It's fine. Just fine. Completely know what I'm doing. Burpees. There's enough room in there that the glass will get up in there. We're good to go. I've never mixed glass, so I'm sure I'll probably f this up. Wish I had a better mat, but I don't. All right. Trying to do this as fast as I can. The main idea here is I just wanted to get that gap filled. I'm not so worried about it in here because I'm gonna have to sand that down and we'll cut whatever needs to be cut out of it. And that's awful. For my first try, not bad. All the holes, so to speak, are filled, okay? So I'm gonna let that set up. Then we'll get the sandpaper out and we'll start forming that edge. I'm gonna sand this all down, and then we're probably gonna have to do it again, obviously. But all the holes, for the most part, I believe, are filled. I am gonna bring this up over the top. Not too much, you know, and this is gonna be built up more than it probably needs to be, but that's where we're at. I'm not a professional, do not follow me. But, oh man, I got a little something in there. Oh well, we'll sand it out. And, come on now, you need to stay down. Or not, whatever, I don't care. But, we're just gonna let that set. This is my trial side. I need to get this done because it's supposed to snow and rain. I need to get all this shit done now. All right, we'll be back, let that set up. So 2 things. I need a bigger air compressor. Can't handle it. And my technique, after I got it done, and I started sanding on this with a disc just to get her down. And you know, my technique is it's not good, but not bad for a first try. This is just to fill. I know it got up underneath there. This worked because she's solid. Solid as a rock. So I'm just gonna keep going with my disc and break this down. I got some high spots, you know, I screwed up right in here. I got way too high, but that's all right. I can break that down with that disc and we'll get her down, and that's even solid. I can't believe it. But this will change because I'm gonna break this down. But not bad for a first try. I did get these in there. That's in there with glue. That one's in there with glue. That one I just shoved some in there for something to grab to. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Break her all down. I can't believe it worked. I really need to work on my technique. You know what? I screwed up, but it's not a total bad thing. I can cut this down, make it the grinder out here, and I'll just hold her and cut her down just a little bit. That's probably the wrong thing to do, but we do with what we have. I don't have a lot of the tools, but I think we can get this made if I cut this down now, and then we'll just put some more in this channel, but do it better, because see how that came up on me and I didn't catch it? Well, we're gonna have to fix that. That looks terrible. But yeah, it's coming along good and solid. I think we're gonna be okay. Well, dozens and triples and quadruples and 5 billions of mistakes. Rookie mistakes. You see all them pinholes? Yeah, those started bigger than that. They actually didn't harden. I just started sanding on it. It's still solid. It ain't going nowhere. But I'm gonna have to kind of redo this. It's great. That's great. Shit's cheap, you know. Anyway, we're just gonna have to live with it. I'm gonna fill some spots and sand it back down, and we're gonna fill this thing completely up with a thin layer, and then we'll just sand it down, and I'll try to maybe build this out of fiberglass. I don't know. I'm not a body guy. I don't know how many times I gotta say that, but here we are. The reason I'm not a body guy. Anyway, let me mix up some more. So far, what I've learned today is what I already suspected. I need to stick to engines and maintenance type shit. Stay away from body work. I mean, it'd be okay. I'm doing this for, you know, to get it to quit leaking. It's not going to look the greatest, but, you know, I don't know. I might be able to eke it out. But if you look at the rest, it'll kind of fit. I don't know. I want to do a better job for Amber. It's her car, but this is not something I'm good at. This is the first trial. Probably going to take me a few before I can do it, you know, make it look at least like a 5-year-old did it. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm to the point where I just filled that in, filled the channel, and then I'm going to sand it down, make it halfway smooth as I can, and then we'll glaze some regular old, you know, like a thin glaze of Bondo. I may not even do that. I may just throw a thick primer on it and paint it white, just to, you know, I just need it to quit raining in the car. That's the idea here. And you never know, I may come up with something else. We'll see. I'm letting this cure and dry, and then I'll start sanding. Well, I've done every single thing I can. It's kind of straight, but not. There's a divot right there, and I cannot get away from these pinholes. It is driving me crazy. I know it's solid, it ain't going nowhere, so I think it's gonna have to be good enough. Maybe I shouldn't have tackled something like this. And I got this in there. I still need to build on it, but that's good enough for now. But that's probably gonna break and crack as soon as the body shifts, but I don't give a shit. I mean, I do, but we gotta try some, we gotta do something here. But I think for now, because I haven't even done anything to the other side, I need a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some primer on this, just so it's got something on it, because I may not be able to get to it till, well, it's gonna be a while. So I want to put some primer on this bare metal, and we'll call it not good. Not good at all. Filler primer. Filling all the holes. Of course, you got to sand it down. But I just wanted something to, you know, just so there wasn't no bare metal, and then I started to spray it on there and started filling them holes. I'll be damned if that don't look halfway straight without white paint on it. Oh boy. I do like the idea of what I had with the metal and the wrap. That works. The other side is going to be actually probably a little easier because this whole rail is good. So we'll just fill that sucker up. I won't have to make a rail because half of this was falling off. You know, this was falling off and it's solid now. I mean, I'll probably just leave it like this. That way it kind of matches the rest of the car, which is my way of saying I suck at this. So we're just going to do the best we can and move on. That's what I'm saying. All right, so this side's set up. Put a little extra mesh in here going down into there. And let's just mix some up and get it in there. I'm gonna go ahead and do this too while I got it. And that way at least I know no more water's getting in here. We'll dig a little bit of that out. Oh no. Well, she's glassed up. It ain't the best. I'm not gonna do it like I did the other side where I tried so hard. This one here, I'm just gonna get it to where it's, you know, not leaking. That's it. I'm fed up. I should have tried a different place to start trying to do this, but yeah, it looks terrible, and you're gonna make fun of me, and you're gonna say all this stuff. You gotta remember, I was never taught any of this. This was not my family's forte. My brother-in-law's, but you know, but I'm super ass tired, man. I've been doing this all day. I'm sure if it was somebody that was more experienced than me, probably throw that in, boom, done. This is my first try, so, yep. We all f*** up on the first one, don't we? So, I'm gonna let that set, and I'm just gonna leave it be. I gotta get inside and get some paperwork done, so I gotta get back in my truck tomorrow, so. I'll see you when I see you. It may be a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. That's how my life's going right now. Hi. It's the next day. Truck was ready. Got it home. Everything's fine. Load got canceled this morning. perfect. Since I have the day, I'll just start shaping this thing down. So I got updates. It's a little chillier out today, so nothing's really wanting to stay aired. It's not keeping up, but same thing as yesterday. Pinholes, terrible mix. I mean, you know, just the usual. But hey, that sucker is up in there. It's nice because when I did that, putting that piece of metal in there, that raised that up. So every time I went up like this, it just shoved more and more up in there. And I haven't looked inside yet because I accidentally shut the door, so I got to crawl through, and I'm too lazy to do it. But all these pinholes, yeah, that's just that's how it goes. Nice thing is all these, see how that mesh stuff, it's actually grinding away with this. I didn't know that would happen, but it is. But I'm gonna keep going on this. I changed up to this hardcore sanding disc. I should have bought more of those. They worked a lot better. And there was a big imperfection here where the mix didn't harden. So I had to dig that down, but that's okay. We're gonna go about this a little bit different way this time. As in, we're gonna get it close, fill a little bit of spots that we need to fill, and that's about it. And we're gonna put a top glaze on it, sand her down to form it, and that's it. I'll be back whenever my air compressor decides it, you know, wants to keep up. Well, after many minutes of sanding and grinding and shaping, and I think we about got this where it needs to be. So I haven't done this yet because I keep running out of air. I think I'm gonna try to smooth this out with filler. I'm thinking about this yet, because I'm gonna put some filler over the top of this, and that's gonna be good because this is just a rough spot to be doing this. The idea was to be solid. So we'll put some filler on it, and I'm gonna work on that other side for a minute. I might dig into this a little more yet, but I wanna be able to shape this with my hand, sandpaper. And I don't know. I may put a little more glass just to kind of build that up right there, and then hand shape it, because this is easy to get to right here. That hole filled nicely. So I don't know, again, never done it before. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but I'm gonna get all kinds of hell for this. But I may sand that down a little bit more, and then we'll build on that. The rest of it though, I'm not even gonna deal with. We're done. That way we can get to the other side, just get this over with. I'll get this sanded off, then we'll go to that back part. All right, so I went a little heavy on the hardener, so I had to hurry. That was an accident, that's how it goes. I did get the back ones covered. This, I believe, is well enough that I can sand it down, and then we're gonna put filler over the top of this, but went ahead and filled the holes in the channel. Well, just like I did over there. I mean, I didn't have to do that here, but we did. I'm probably, if I do any more filling, I'll probably come up here and put a little bit in this too, try to hold that together. I don't know if that'll work, but okay. We're gonna set this and let it go. Just let it cure pretty good. And I think another thing, before we do anything, we may try to tackle that roof. I've got all day. Well, I left just enough to put some filler in there. That sucker is ready. These are ready. Got a little deep on that one, but it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's snug. It's tight. It ain't going nowhere. Heck yeah. I got to get some stuff on this, get this primer off of here. This is building up nicely. One more coat of that shit, and I'm sure that'll be just fine. But this comes down. Guys, what do we do now? Do we work on that hole in the roof to make her completely waterproof, except for the window? Or do we just start mixing up and putting the glaze on it to sand her down, to at least prime it, have it ready with some kind of primer? Well, she's waterproof up here. She's waterproof all around except for that hole. I think we better work on the hole. Everybody should work on the hole. So here's our big ass hole. Best camera view I can get. You're on top of the car. Don't tell Amber. But there was a light that sat here. One of the whirly-whoos, you know, and they must have ripped it off and then they just left the hole. This is the actual hole for it right here. And it's gone. You see how rusty it is all the way back into here. And the thing is, we have to cut it. I may put something in there to brace it too. Maybe run it across. I don't know. There may be nothing we can do about that. And it may, you know, I'm also sitting on the freaking thing. But I'm just going to sand this off. We'll see how far back we need to go. That's about all we can do. Okay, so here's the dilemma. Knocking some of the scale down here. Here's our metal line. And I'll go back a little bit further. The problem is there's a brace right here. And there's a brace right here. So if I cut out to here, braces are going to be in the way. But they're not attached braces. They're braces that this just sits on, okay? So I'm thinking I might be able to get this piece of metal in those braces. And after I cut this out, I may just be able to glass over the top of it, and that'll hold. I got to get in there. Before I do that, though, I'm going to get in there and get all Amber's junk out of here, and then I'm going to see if I can get this up in there. If I can't, maybe we can finagle and cut to fit, but I mean, I guess if I had to, I could do a nice cut and then try to match this and weld it, but I'm not that good a welder. I'm not that practiced yet. Got a good welder now, I just not ready for it yet. So I even cleaned off these holes, that way we can glass them. That's going to take a lot of glass, but I think the only thing I got left is this and that little piece on the drip rail. Other than that, I don't need any more for quite a while. I just want to get this. That'll be all the leaks. Every single leak will be fixed. So let me crawl underneath there and see what it looks like. He'll be on Power Tour. This will not be on Power Tour. Oh, somebody in there. Yeah. God damn it. There we go. Oh, look. Fire hazard. Good thing we got an ambulance. Or hers. However you want to think about it. Oh, yeah. I think we'll be able to get that metal right up in there. Let me show you. Step into my office. Maybe. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, water. That's good. Right in my crack. I think this will push up just a little, and I think we can shove that metal up in there. I think it moves. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We'll put something in there to lift that up, and we should be able to get a whole chunk of metal in there. Matter of fact, I'll probably put the whole damn thing in here. That way we know we got more stability, and I can cut all this rod out of here. Yep. And then we'll be filling these holes probably should be good. Although if you're going down the road and you're laying back here, it's kind of a nice view. But here's the inside. Yeah, there's that jump seat. Those fold down. There's a storage underneath there. Got that storage. This whole area is storage underneath me. She's got all new curtains she's putting in here. I'm going to try to blacken all this out and have lights and everything in it. So it's pretty cool at night, you know. Lights underneath. But this one, yeah, we got to work on this one. Matter of fact, I should probably spray some strike hold on there. That'll knock that loose and lubricate it and everything. Strikehold.com. Make sure you check it out. Use Irish 10 as your promo code. You'll get free shipping. Anyway, let's see if we can't knock this hole out. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. There it goes. Yep. Oh, let me go this way. Like there. Oh, caught on the old. There we go. Give her a little bit off because of the bolt holes in it, but this is where we're gonna use what we have. Aha! Boom! It's a nice piece of steel in there, 26 gauge, should be heavy enough. That'll work. That'll do, pig. Look at that. We'll just get something in here. We'll push down and stick some of that mesh or something to give it something that I can go around the edges first, get it stuck down the holes, and there's also enough there that it'll get down in these. So we should be good to go. By the way, this is where I've been mixing all my glass because I have my oil burner going. It's not that cold out, but it keeps this at it's like 65, 70 degrees in here right now. So this stuff, it stays pretty warm and I can get it mixed up and then run out and do it real quick. But yep, that's what I'm doing it. Here's my filler. Same stuff I used on Bonnie, but did a terrible job. Maybe I can do a better job this time. But if you're wondering what I'm using, Fiberglass. It's a little pricey, about 130 bucks, but I got plenty there, so we're good to go. Let me get that thing prepped. So my idea is in fact not going to work, and that's put that mesh underneath here in little rolls. I think I might wonder if I couldn't put that. I don't know if it would make a difference if I just put it flat on this. I was just going to poke something under here, poke something under there for the braces, get them, you know, get the stuff up in them, and then go around the edges because I can just push down. Now I just want to get it, and then I'll get underneath and push it up. So we're going to have to do this probably in 2 stages. We're going to get underneath to get her locked in. If I can go fast enough to get the edges, we'll get that. But yeah, maybe these holes. We'll see. Let's mix some up and try. It's all we can do. You can always grind it out. All right. You get underneath, push up a little bit. Oh yeah. Just gonna let that dry the way she is. We'll let that set and then we'll come back and do the rest. Sand her down again. I doubt I can move this. Oh, it is gonna move. There. Let's just let her sit. That's all we can do. Well, it's getting late and cold. That stuff ain't wanting to cure that fast, and it's gonna be a while. I'll check on it later on tonight, make sure it's, hardened. But it don't look bad. I just went ahead and put some primer on all the bare metal that I caused, and let's just let this cure, and hopefully it won't be too long till I get back to this. I can fill that hole and we can start doing the layer to paint on. I hope. God, I hope. I hope everything works out all right. This is a little different. Probably ain't gonna work the best, but we'll try. I think it'll work for what we're doing. It's in the back anyway. As long as it don't leak, that's all I care about. So let me show you what it looks like right now. So there's what she looks like. I'm not gonna put my arms on this. I don't want it to bow in any way, but yeah, I mean, it's sealed except for these little drill holes I forgot. And look, right, I don't know if you can see it in there, but right where I put that is where the sticker was on the metal. Dumbass. But over here, I did it. Right there, I found another hole I was scraping around. I don't know what that's for. I'm gonna have to scrape all this out. But I'm gonna go through and make sure all the holes get filled. And we'll do it with glass. I won't do it, I wanna make sure it's gonna stay. But yeah, so just an update. We're gonna let that dry. As far as just threw some primer on that. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. It's down just enough to where when I put the final seal on it, it should be good to go. It's pretty square. A little bit of metal showing, the pinholes, but I can't get it to quit that. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm sure I am, because, I'm not a body guy. So I think because it's just that little bit and those little holes, we ain't gonna worry about it. I think we're gonna call that a win. If something changes, I'll let you know. On to other things on this car. We got a long way to go, and then after this car, we got to start on Blanche, our 76 Ranchero 500, because it is also going to Power Tour, and it has pieces of fender missing. And there's really no. That's going to be a fun one because there's no color match. I'm going to have to do something whenever I glass it. Maybe I'll just find some kind of sparkly gold paint and call it good, or faded, or so. I have no idea. I have no idea. A lot of stuff to do on her, but Artemis here, he's getting the brunt of it right now. But I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. Notifications, very important. That way you know when I'm getting back on this car. So that's going to do it. Most of the holes are plugged. Take care.